Sometime this summer, me and my ragtag group of friends wanted to watch some baseball. But we were bored of California. We thought, what are some cities we've never been to before where we can watch two baseball games in two different stadiums on the same weekend? We thought about it for a bit and settled on Missouri. So what did I do in the meantime? Took some train footage, of course. Welcome to the Missouri series. If I was going to give an award to the cities that have surprised me the most with a lot of urbanism, so far I think Kansas City and St. Louis take the cake. Growing up in California, we don't really know much about Missouri. I'd always envisioned it as a state that gives off Midwestern vibes in a southern state's weather. And of course, we only had one weekend to explore this amazing state, and so we weren't able to see every single stop on every single station. But I got a good chunk of Kansas City streetcar system and the main corridor in St. Louis, and I even have some footage of the Missouri River Runner, the Amtrak service running literally across the state from Kansas City to St. Louis. Come join me in this series as I show you what the Show Me State has to offer. I am beyond honored, first of all, to have all your support, and so I, of course, am going to shout out these lovely patrons. George Vitesse, Jay Tanner, Damon Ibarra, my Patreon you know, Tony Stunts, Geezer Winbag, Jake Brabick, Carlos DeLuca, and Flatlander. Just know that I always hold you all in deep gratitude. Thank you. I landed on Kansas City on Friday, and honest to God, I was actually really looking forward to flying in here, even if it wasn't connected to transit. Kansas City's airport terminal was actually recently completely rebuilt in 2023, and goodness gracious, is it gorgeous. Kansas City only has one public transit system consisting of rail, and they really do mean public. It's the free Kansas City streetcar running on Main Street between the city's markets and its Union Station, with an expansion from both directions nearly complete. So what's a Todd God video without a history portion that's guaranteed to make you hate car companies even more? Kansas City, yes, Kansas City once had one of the most prominent and impressive streetcar networks in the United States, with a fleet of over 700 electric streetcars in lines spanning the entire city and even crossing state lines into Kansas. The first electric streetcar was commissioned in 1889, and 1925 was when the Kansas City Public Service Company was created to consolidate all the private streetcar lines into one massive system, consisting of 25 streetcar routes on 318 miles of track, paling in comparison to the current 2.2 miles of current active streetcar right-of-way. The system really started its collapse in the 1940s. Shocker, I know. When in 1941, the company planned to buy 371 brand new PCC cars, but only 24 were actually delivered. Over the 40s, the streetcar system dwindled from 25 lines down to only 3, and the system was finally shut down in 1957. This was around the time when Kansas City went from looking like this to this. But what's that? By God, it's the Kansas City streetcar coming back from the dead. That's right, in 2012, city voters approved funding for the current initial 2.2 mile segment of the Kansas City streetcar. Construction started soon after in 2014, and the streetcar line opened up in May of 2016, a shockingly 2 years. I mean, can you imagine projects that take that quick nowadays? The rolling stock? How about this? Brand new CAF Urbos 3 streetcars all the way from Spain, which are low floor and can provide for easier level boarding. Kick ass. The Kansas City streetcar is a simple north-south line running between the Market District Station and the Union Station Intermodal Station, running at grade for 2.2 miles and currently consisting of 10 stations with 8 under construction. In this episode, we'll start from the north at City Market and head all the way down the line to Union Station. My group and I were literally only in Kansas City for one day. so we didn't get a chance to see it during the daytime. I was really concerned that this would be a daytime district with no activity at night, you know, as any farmer's market is, but I was genuinely surprised when we visited at 9 p.m. and found a bunch of people on the streetcar heading towards here. We checked out this awesome spot called Thou Mayest, which offered coffee along with some pickleback shots, and this is just one of many spots around the market district you can check out. Of course, this neighborhood is named after the massive Kansas City market, a huge food shopping area with over 30 daily vendors. And you know it's not a Todd God video without talking about mixed use and urban spaces. And to be honest, it's not that mixed use from what I could see. The zoning here is pretty segregated still. You do have a lot of lofts and apartments within a few block radius. Off the top of my head, you got the MAA The Station, Delaware Lofts, 2nd and Delaware Apartments, City Homes on Oak Street, and apartments on 531 Grand. Now we're out of the market district and heading into downtown Kansas City. But we have to cross over the many monstrous freeways literally cutting through the city, and this just serves as a painful reminder of the old days of redlining and neighborhood segregation. Downtown Kansas City's north side is pretty unremarkable, but then again, it's the city's financial district. I will say, even though the stations from 7th Street to the Metro Center are pretty corporate in nature, that's kind of the point. I still think it's great that workers downtown can catch a free train on their lunch break to either the River Market or Power and Light. It really does connect the city center. And here's the thing, mixed use doesn't have to include residential zoning. I know, hot take. Tons of mixed use spaces still have retail, like restaurants and shops on the bottom with office space on top. Alright, Power and Light. One of the coolest entertainment districts I think I've ever seen in a city. Period. I swear. It's genuinely so much fun. Let me give you the rundown. The Streetcar's Power and Light station serves the amazingly fun Power and Light district, consisting of tons of restaurants, bars, and honky-tonks with live music of pretty much whatever genre you want. The station is directly across the street from the massive T-Mobile Center. The arena is even attached to the College Basketball Hall of Fame, which I didn't find out until researching and writing this script after my trip. Damn, I wish I went there. Inside of Power and Light is this massive auditorium-looking building, which I would call nothing but a shopping mall of debauchery. There are tons of bars and clubs, and it really does have something for everyone. And the best part of all of this is you have a free streetcar waiting for you on Main Street to take you closer to home. The Kauffman Center station is a little quieter than Power and Light, although that's not saying much, but it's still pretty awesome. You have the beautiful Kauffman Performing Arts Center 2 blocks to the west, and this is where you'll find a lot of hotels, like the Marriott that we stayed at, with this awesome view of the streetcar. I mean, check this out. Here at Crossroads, not to be confused with the classic 1996 hit from Bone Thugs and Harmony, this is Kansas City's artsy district. I unfortunately didn't spend that much time here, but I'd love to go back, especially because of the Todd. You have the City Club apartments in addition to the 1914 Main across the street. I only spent one day in Kansas City, like I said, but this little stint at Union Station was by far my favorite part of my time there. My God, I crossed over the tracks on the streetcar, I got off at Pershing Street, and I took it all in. What a fantastic structure. I love how the station was given new life with an art exhibit in the middle of the lobby with a cafe and restaurant, giving passengers lifetime memories. For my Bay Area folks, Kansas City even has their own version of the Tech Museum right here at Science City, a permanent museum on the side of the station. Dude, you can take the train and go to the science fair and get some coffee and check out art on the same day. Like, what more could you want from an entertainment center? With how beautiful the station is, I'm actually kind of disappointed by how Amtrak is using it. I mean, look at how fantastic the lobby is, and then look at the walkway to the actual platform. I mean, holy downgrade. I mean, they could have done better with the platform integration with the station's head house, but hey, you know, I thought this station was super damn cool, and it's honestly probably the nicest and most elegant train station I've been to besides Grand Central and Penn Station in New York. And yes, it beats LA. I'm sorry, LA Station, you ain't all that. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Also, I forgot to mention the cool and fantastic World War I National Museum and Memorial across the lawn. And again, if I had more time in Kansas City, I would have checked that out as well. This quaint streetcar system is quaint no more. It's getting a couple of notable extensions to some pretty sweet destinations in both the north and south direction. The first expansion is about 3/4 of a mile to the Missouri River at Berkeley Park. What's notable about this expansion is that even though it's short, it's going to a beautiful riverfront park and will be just steps away from the home of the National Women's Soccer League's Kansas City Current. It also helps that the area is seeing a ton of new apartment development at the Union Berkeley riverfront and the core apartments just steps away from the station. This expansion is currently under construction and is due to open in early 2026. This will perfectly complement a $1 billion project on the waterfront that will see it built in phases, with the first $200 million phase consisting of 430 units, 48,000 square feet of retail space, and a riverfront promenade that will even offer a pedestrian bridge connection to the River Market District. The UMKC expansion is the bigger expansion and the one that will see the system increase by around 200%. A 3.5 mile extension south to the University of Missouri Kansas City campus, all the way to the intersection of 51st and Brookside Boulevard. The groundbreaking was all the way back in 2022, and this extension will open up very soon in October of 2025. We'll see 15 additional at-grade level boarding stops on Main Street. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know how much I adore transit extensions to college campuses. I mean, you gotta see my Sacramento Light Rail video for the praise that I gave their system. And the best part about this whole expansion is that it will run solely on transit-only lanes, giving streetcars and buses on the line their very own rights of way. Think Market Street in downtown San Francisco. This will solve many of the issues we had riding the initial segment being blocked off by car traffic. And you know how much I hate being blocked off by car traffic. I'm especially excited to see the awesome and cool Country Club Plaza Shopping Center have transit access. Man, I wish I had more time in Kansas City. I honestly think I might have to come back. On a final note, there are even plans in the future to create an east-west line from the KU Medical Center to the city's east side, operating mostly on Linwood Boulevard. I gotta say, Kansas City, you really surprise me. While your suburbs have a lot of work to do, I really like your downtown, and I'm a huge fan of your free streetcar. On Saturday morning, me and my friends were dropped off by the KC streetcar at Union Station and made our way towards the platform on our way to St. Louis. Stay tuned for the next video as we go across the entire state of Missouri on Amtrak's Missouri River Runner and head to the gateway to the west, St. Louis. Stay tuned.